I am told that Tony has a massive announcement. I don't totally trust some of his adjectives. I think, Billy, you can endorse with me the idea that Tony tends to inflate some adjectives. What could simply be an announcement sometimes become a massive announcement because Tony is the one making it. Do you know what the announcement is?
I don't. This has not come up, and so I cannot discredit it or endorse whatever this is.
But do you think that generally the way that I frame that is accurate, that if Tony says he's got a massive announcement, it's probably a few degrees short of massive because he tends to be a bit of an overseller?
Yes, I think that Tony thinks it's a massive announcement. I don't necessarily think that the rest of the population of Earth would think it's a massive announcement, but I don't know what it is. It could very well be. But based on track record, I would say it's probably not.
We will find out together. Before we do so, however, I want to talk about the travails of Ryan Garcia. I don't know that many of us are following super lightweight division. I'm not a huge fan of the smallest guys because I want bigger punching power. But I was very surprised to see him knock down Devin Haney 3 times. And Haney trained for the fight properly, and Garcia seems to be a bit out of control in a number of different ways, where he has had police called to his hotel room multiple times. God knows what he is doing in the celebration of this title. People didn't expect him to win that fight in any way because he's such a partier. And he's also now made his way through all of the right-wing media and was gambling the other night for hundreds of thousands of dollars with Jimmy Butler. Who else was there?
Dan Blazerian. There was like a bunch. Ninja
Neymar
was there, the streamer, Neymar. There was a bunch of other people. He was also stripped of that title because they found banned substances in his urine, not once but twice in 2 separate and different independent tests. So he has to give $1.1 million, and I think growing, to Devin Haney. The belt is back. Like, he went from, oh, I'm doing this crazy thing, beating him outright, beating Devin Haney like handily, and then going back now where it was just like, oh no, he was on something, and he's still out there weird.
The poker that was being played, what's the backstory on Jimmy Butler waving around hundreds of thousands of dollars and Neymar winning a bunch of money as well?
Yeah, they both won over $100,000 at this thing, allegedly. And the video of Jimmy Butler waving around money was fans came up to him, and Jimmy was just giving some of that jackpot away to fans. Jimmy, do we have the video of Jimmy being visibly annoyed by Ryan Garcia?
That was the best.
All right, I'm being told we do? We do? All right, this is Jimmy Butler over this whole Ryan Garcia experience.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad you did that.
Eating, but
You want to see fast? Hey, you want to see fast? Ooh, that's fast.
so fast I couldn't see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even my fastest.
I saw your fast.
Jimmy Butler with shades on, trying to ignore Ryan Garcia as much as he can.
Give me that!
That seems a bit of a bluff. The offsuited 8-6 that he's gone in there.
A bit.
What's happening?
Are those pants just falling off?
Great observation as Ryan Garcia stands up with his pants falling off.
I don't know what it would look like if somebody who was celebrating a title had some sort of problems with partying, but it would look a lot like Ryan Garcia's public incidences over the last few weeks. Twice a Beverly Hills hotel was called to because he was destroying property. One of the times there was a wellness check.
We're part of the problem. Like, we could just ignore this.
Well, we have ignored him.
Like, that's how you become like a revenue generator in that sport, is be a conversation piece. And now you don't actually have to achieve really anything like through legal, because that was a big win that he had, but he was very clearly on banned substances. This was a guy that was maybe on his way out of the sport had he not won that, and now he's out of the way of the sport. Although boxing tends to have
He's also banned for a year
out.
because of the substances.
Yeah, but like it maybe too unfairly put on the family, but since the Kardashians came around, it's not really about merit. Usually, in previous incarnations of human history, people like this would just be cast aside, be punchlines, joke, left turned around. But he's a social media sensation, so he's just going to keep being around.
I don't know when it is that we sort of became more and more immune exactly to the cheating, because I'm old enough to remember how it is that we chased all those baseball players through parking lots with the steroid scandal. But somewhere along the greatness of Lance Armstrong and Barry Bonds, where they were defeating everyone else who was cheating by also cheating, but being better than when everyone started cheating. Somewhere along the line here, we have developed more of an immunity to the guy who cheats and gets stripped of all his titles, but now can parlay it into something because he's got a name and fame, and it almost doesn't matter that there is so much crap around his name. He is now a name, and in these divided times, if people line up behind you and you're making the podcast circuit of I believe in right-wing ideals, and now I'm going to go on all of the media to celebrate the fact that I'm a champion in sports. Once it gets stripped, they don't circle back around and re-talk about it. You already had your moment.
You mentioned the right-wing stuff, and I'm not going to call him a liar. I'm sure he has his convictions, but all that stuff, it's just part of the playbook right now. You just continue doubling down on the infamy, and you get rewarded for it. And attention used to generally, you have those people that come through the pop culture zeitgeist that are infamous, but they tend to just fizzle away. And he's not going to fizzle away because no one fizzles away now. Like they all have ways to get straight to revenue streams from the people that just are fascinated with these people. But and it's how you have someone that, was a victim of something that their parents did, but go to jail for plotting their murder and then become this huge sensation on social media. We just are drawn to this. It's sad.
Sure, but those famous people that are famous for being famous have the revenue stream where they can be famous, right? Like when you're a boxer and now you're famous because you were a boxer, when you go out and you're not a boxer anymore, you're just that guy who's kind of like a weirdo and kind of doing things that are kind of weird. Like you lose that ability to go out to the masses. What's his platform? He tried, I don't know if we have that video either. He tried at the Comedy Store to do a set of like
It was a Laugh Factory. I could tell because Chris D'Elia was there.
Oh, well, the Laugh Factory tried to do a set. He had like one line, forgot his punchline, and then started like shadow boxing in the middle of the street. Like,
yes, that's what you do. That's shadow boxing.
He has nothing else.
Why is the gearhead in front of you, Mike? Why is the
someone brought it in? Maybe it was Greg Cote's attorney, but there was a big is
it to talk about John Force?
Did you see that crash?
Yes.
Gnarly. John Force has been a part of my life on ESPN2 at like afternoon. Just hey, this is some drag.
He's an old man.
He's 75 years old. This is the accident that 75-year-old John Force is apparently okay from. You see a car fully engulfed in flames. It explodes a little bit, and then at 302 miles per hour, hits the median.
With extreme force.
He's okay.
302 miles per hour. These cars, what are these cars called? Because these are always...
Are these funny cars?
They're funny cars, Dano.
Is that what they're called?
I think they're funny cars or drag cars.
300 miles per hour and flames all over the place. The moment you start, there are flames because of the flames that shoot out of the back of the car to get you started.
Look, a 75-year-old surviving and like apparently being okay. Like he went to the hospital. I think he might still be there. But when I saw this clip, I was like, really? The same John Force? Teeth.
It's a great racing name, incidentally. John Force is a great name.
He's synonymous with the sport.
Is that his real name, or did he go like is he actually John Schwartz and he just made him?
It's like a
John
TV
Force.
Weatherman.
Yeah. I mean, is that a real name? Is John Force a real name, or does he have a stage name?
John Harold Force.
Okay.
He was born for this.
0 to 300 in what? 4 seconds? Those are they're
I mean,
funny cars.
As you know, I'm a gearhead, and I'm only getting more and more into motorsports. That one, the appeal of drag racing, doesn't really do much for me.
That one you haven't gotten into?
No, I haven't really. But there was an amazing motorsports Sunday. Every major motorsports circuit had something going on. I don't think you caught it, but did you catch the USA Today 301 from New Hampshire?
No.
You didn't catch it? All right, so it wasn't a great race because they trotted out these all-weather tires, these rain tires, and there were so many cautions that it was just a really bad finish to a race that was looking promising because two top guys in that sport, for my money, two best racers, Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson, were going at it. They were aggressively racing at one another for 3 laps, and it was boogity time. Like, this was great stuff.
Boogity time?
Boogity time. Boogity boogity. Like, this was great racing. I was fired up watching it. What does that mean? The adrenaline starts flowing.
You know what it means.
And they, the USA Network, NBC now has the rights to this part of the season. They had access to Kyle Larson's team radio. And check out this exchange, because this is after Denny Hamlin tries to kind of bully him a little bit. Check out what Kyle Larson's spotter says to Kyle Larson and how Kyle Larson dismisses him.
He runs you like that every time. You know why? Because you let it happen. Shut the f*** up.
Yeah, that's right.
The tone the spotter took, the tone the spotter took with Kyle Larson, who's the best driver on the planet.
Kind of like a caddy, though, right? He knows how to push his driver's buttons. Maybe he knows what he's doing there.
Yeah, let's play it one more time to hear Kyle Larson's voice on this.
He runs you like that every time. You know why? Because you let it happen. Shut the f*** up.
That's good.
Well.
You need to have people around you who tell you need people around you who tell you the truth.
Wait, there's a funny dismount here. Let's do this one more time.
The well?
He runs you like that every time. You know why? Because you let it happen. Shut the f*** up. Well.
Yeah, you got to eat it at that point. Once you've gotten Kyle Larson to that place and he tells you to shut the bleep up and he's your superior and he pays for everything, you got to just kind of eat it.
I'm going to my first NASCAR race. I've never been to a race, but I'm going to Chicago, the street race that they have in Chicago, which is like part music festival, part racing. I'm really excited to take it in for the first time.
What just fell off of the gearhead?
A gear.
Yeah, gear.
Tony, what is your massive announcement?
Can't beat Mike's announcement. He's going to the race.
Going to the race. That's a massive announcement.
There's a lot of things happening in the world, Dano, and nothing could be more massive when it's something about you. We do a lot of navel gazing here on this show, and I wanted to bring it to the masses because at the end of the year, December 31st, I'm going to be a dad.
Whoa! Oh, wow! Wait
Yeah.
a minute. That is a massive
It's a
announcement.
massive announcement,
That
right?
is
I told you.
massive. That is
Get some
massive.
handshakes
Billy
around
was
here. What do you
prepared to be
say?
born,
Yeah.
but now he has been.
Wow!
now
How do
worried.
you like
That's
that
great,
one,
man.
dude? How do
For
you
the
like
child.
that one?
Congratulations.
Billy, can I shake your hand?
It will be a girl for sure because nobody around here can make boys. That is a massive announcement.
Thank you, Dano.
I was prepared to be disappointed, but unfortunately,
New Year's
I
Eve,
can't
baby.
be. Somebody writes in here, I'm sorry, but I'm dying laughing at Greg Cote being mad with that mustache. But treat that man with more respect. Greg Cote fled the premises shouting about invasion of privacy. He was legitimately mad. I know a lot of people here think that everything's an act around here, and it can be hard to tell what's real and what's not real. I know my friend's anger. I know what it looks like. Chris Cote knows what his father's anger looks like. That's as hot as he's ever been around here. The pressure's getting to him. It's understandable, is it not? Why, Billy, are you putting your head in your hands
Where
on
did
this?
that picture come from? Not the tiger one. Where did the hospital one come from?
I don't know where Juju gets stuff. He's got pictures of all of us. I don't know
But
where
in the
he gets all of
hospital,
it.
if Greg
Yeah.
doesn't want that, how did that even get out?
I don't know, but he was screaming about invasion of privacy, and it's what pissed him off this weekend as well. I did not know. I don't know where Juju finds. I mean, hasn't Juju found 100 photos of us that none of us know where they come from? He's very good at social media. That's why he does social media. And he's not trying to piss Greg Cote off. I didn't think it would piss Greg Cote off. In fact, I thought Juju, like every weekend, is great on social media. Don't put that up. Don't put that up. I see it in the preview. Do not put it back up. He has asked that no longer go out. He doesn't find it funny. But I have found generally frustrating that I want to have some fun with certain things, like pictures of Greg Cote at Mardi Gras shirtless wearing pasties on his nipples. And
Allegedly,
there's
Greg.
some sort of line that can't be crossed with silliness because now we're taking ourselves seriously as a show all of a sudden. We've decided that this is the day that we're going to take ourselves seriously, and he's going to yell invasion of privacy and then flee the premises. But he's legitimately scared somebody's going to be violently angry with him after this game tonight if they lose. Chris, what's your father been like all weekend?
He's trying to act like he doesn't feel the pressure of how this all kind of falls on him. He's trying to play like, this no one actually, it's a few wackos on the extremes. No one really is blame. Like, he's trying to avoid blame for this. And I think deep down, and I think we saw it in the outbursts, it is getting to him, and he is going to feel the pressure of this.
Yeah, I think Dan and Greg are going to be
leave me out of this.
I think you're going to be the avatar for a lot of people's frustration.
You're the only one putting me in here.
Okay. All right. Well, I think your social media experience, if this team loses, I think you're going to see a lot of people venting, not knowing where to place their anger with it, and they'll place some of it on the team, but like you're just going to be one of those people that catches what you think is a stray.
Bigger pressure for tonight's game: Greg Cote, Connor McDavid.
Wow, that's a great
Or the
question.
Panthers?
No, Panthers no. Greg Cote.
No, not the Panthers.
They look so loose. It is so dark right now around this franchise. Everyone's short. Everyone just wants so desperately to get out of this feeling that they've had really since Game 5. If you're just doing this thing on vibes, I would make the Oilers minus 350.
Well, what's Roy doing? Weren't we supposed to check in with him to check out the vibes? What
That's
are
not
the
making me
vibes
feel
down
any
there?
better. I got a secondhand report. Chris Cody's wife was at the team store and she saw the guys in practice. She said they looked tired.
It was yesterday. My wife's at the team store. She sends me a photo of just like, she got in trouble, by the way. You weren't supposed to because it's like a view of the ice from the team store.
Well, that's reporting.
And so she takes a picture, she sends it to me, and then I put it in the group chat. The group chat's like, what's the vibe like? I asked my wife, hoping she'll just lie to me and tell me something good. She writes, they look tired.
I mean, I would say that every shoot-around I've ever been to in hockey, they look tired.
Yeah, it is a tiring sport.
It's not just tiring. These flights are brutal, man.
What am I to do with Warren Fogle wearing a Kobe shirt again? Yeah, because he's worn a Kobe shirt the last 3 games and they've won, and now he's going to show up in that Kobe shirt. Yeah. And he's got to be paired on that top line. He's scoring goals right now. See, these are the types of cosmic things that really scare me.
You are in a state that I don't know that I have seen you in before. I think everyone in South Florida was a bit crazy because it felt like with the LeBron Miami Heat, we spent 4 years right in here. Right? 4 years where it felt like all of it was spent. Regular season games at the beginning where all of it felt like it was spent right here until you got to the very end. And then the very end, San Antonio sweeps them on the floor and everyone's just sort of relieved, like, thank God that's over. I don't want to live on that roller. I don't want to live on that roller coaster anymore. This blew out Kevin Durant in Golden State. Next thing you know, Draymond Green's punching everybody. You can't live in this space for years and years.
Well, that's why that LeBron era feels so much longer than it actually was. If you look back, in terms of percentage of his career, thank God it was his prime, but we didn't get a huge chunk of his career. I think he's been in Los Angeles longer. And that's just wild math to me. The reason why you've never seen me like this before is the only time I've ever been kind of like this, you've been right there next to me. Whether it be like one season where there was a fraudulent Miami Hurricane team that took a number one, that they would have been number one if they lost that last game, but no one ever thought that they were actually championship good. The Heat, I was crazed. I was Matthew McConaughey. I was Russ Cole. I was out there. I was lost. I was trying to convince myself through some very dark lyrics that everything was going to be all right. Shout out to Bob Marley. And you were there beside me where this one I kind of am walking my own path right now with Bob with shoes in a group chat.
Billy,
he needs to chug. He needs to chug.
What do you make of everything that's happening around here, Billy? Because you delight.
Panthers related?
They got your attention. Yes, they got your attention. The Panthers, you have been wandering over. All of a sudden you want press credentials. All of a sudden I see expense accounts for cazuelas, pots and pans. You are all of a sudden buying pots and pans, which seems like a jinx, a bit of a jinx to buy those too early.
We're not putting the jinx on me. I've done nothing to jinx this team. I've been trying to support this team from the get-go, and as I told you, I've been boxed out, and that's perfectly fine. Want to box me out, that's fine. But you seem to have enraged the hockey gods, and I don't know what penance needs to be paid.
That
boxing me out has apparently cursed this team, but there's one day to resolve this issue with the hockey gods.
I will accept blame for nothing. I wanted to put the billboards up today.
You should have done that 3 days ago. Now it's late.
Yeah,
McAfee's done it already.
I was going to do it, and I was going to claim that I didn't know how it was done. I was going to blame it on a clerical error.
I like that
because that happens around here all the time. It's how we invaded Greg Cote's privacy moments
It's how Tony
ago.
got a job.
Yeah, so it
No one
happens
hired
all
him.
the time around here. But I felt that Mike and Chris and Roy would never actually forgive me. That if I did that, they wouldn't. That would not come with any.
Look what just
forgiveness.
talking about it did to us.
Counterpoint, so?
Yeah, I know, but I unfortunately I care too much about people's feelings around here. It's why I'm a bad leader.
I would say that if you're doing the emotional, mental aspects of sports, like however much you want to say that feeling superstitious or all that stuff doesn't matter, I mean, it's sitting right here in this studio. Vibes are bad.
Your vibes are bad, though. Mine are not.
I have great
guys-
vibes.
guys-
to be
my vibes are
honest
good,
with you.
dude.
Greg was here. Good
I got a
vibes
Panthers
all
hat
around
on.
until you guys put that hospital picture.
That team's vibes are bad. It just feels bad.
But why are we hearing that from Christy Cody? Why is she delivering
I
this
don't
news
know
and
where
Roy is
Roy
like,
is.
well,
I
Cardi
don't know
ship's
where
bright and
Roy
sunny
is.
It's
today.
very obvious.
Did he go to a hospital by accident? It said Baptist Health. Like, was he at the right place?
Mike, I'm going to guess, having done no research whatsoever, that in the history of hockey, there has never been a Stanley Cup final winner that has been outscored 18-5 in games 4 through 6.
It's across. Here's another solid indicator of why it's feeling different around this one franchise. Courtesy of Andy Slater. Stanley Cup social media posts in the past 18 hours. Edmonton Oilers 15. Florida Panthers 0.
Game face.
I don't like it.
Focused.
I don't like it.
I
Did you
want to
see?
be playing loose, man.
See, the Oilers fans did what we talked about. They chartered some planes. They brought a bunch of fans here on charter planes. We could have done that. We could have been in Edmonton. We all wanted to go.
You know, there's big news, Dan, on somebody that will be in the. We're trying to speculate who's beating the drum. I don't know who's beating the drum,
Oh,
but there's
boy.
been a major announcement on a big name in sports that will be there. Let's play this clip.
Guess who's about to do that hockey? Guess who's about to do that hockey, bro? It's us! It's us, baby! And guess what, Shay? Your boy is in Florida. I'm going to Game 7. I don't know a damn thing. I don't know a damn thing about hockey, but other than the fact that the puck is black. But damn it, everybody in the world is talking about hockey today. So that's what we gonna do. Shay's back in the house. Your boy is back in the house.
Oh, Stephen A. doing the drum.
Literally,
Stephen A. on the drum would be huge.
He would get booed.
They got to ask him.
they did that for 2 minutes, and it's all they mentioned about the Stanley Cup.
What else is there to say, really?
It's a major sport that has a Game 7 on their network, and the dude asking for $25 million is like, I know nothing about this.
But he's
But I'm
going.
going to be there.
He's going to be there.
South Florida does those well. Events South Florida does well. I suspect there will be all sorts of famous people there because this is the best stuff that you find in sports. You do understand, I think everyone listening to this understands that there is less of a connection that this country has to hockey, at least in part, because we like to know that the human beings that we're watching on television, even though they're superhuman, we have some connections points to, and whether it's Jokic or Doncic or hockey players from another country, when all of the players are foreigners, there are going to be some difficulties getting an American audience to connect where human beings connect on stories and simple things. But tonight, it's just about sports. It's just about, aren't sports great? You've got possible history. You've got a player on the other side that is being talked about as the best player ever. And Tony, I know that you have some thoughts on how shitty it feels to be on the wrong side of history.
So I've always wanted to see somebody come back from 3-0, right? Like we were talking about it, I think in the Mavs versus Minnesota series, where it was like, hey, we need to see some history here. And now that I'm getting it, I feel bad because of my comrades that, you know, are obviously very excited and very happy about this team, but I would like to see something happen that nobody's ever seen before since 1942. It's basically like nobody's ever seen it.
But that's what a lot of people are going to be gathered around the television set tonight with, a bit of what's this all about? What's this that everyone's talking about? Everything else has gotten away from the stage with stakes. Basketball has gotten out of the way. This is, outside of the WNBA and baseball and soccer, a pretty quiet time for championship deciding. Hockey has the stage to itself tonight. After a run of months, games every night that matter, you're mainlining games with stakes. After a month, there's just one. The entire sport lends itself on bent knee to watching these two teams do the greatest thing that exists in sports, which is all or nothing. Tonight, one night, we're going to decide it. I think that it is random. It is lotto time. We are watching tonight, and
one team's got a lot more tickets, Dan. They're not underdogs on the road for Game 7. They are loosey-goosey, and they are playing well. And while you think, and I think you're right, most would side with you, and you came up through sports in a time where there were very few teams in this market. You manufactured allegiances to other teams that were available on TV, and by the time you were a grown man, you were working in the thing, and the storylines were what attracted you to the sport in general. For me, this is the worst of sports. I feel terrible. I'm envious of how the Tampa Bay Lightning fans are just sitting back and ready to drink tears.
The part that's weird to me,
this is horrible.
The part that's weird to me, Mike, is you're envious of Edmonton. You're envious of the vibes Edmonton's coming in here with.
So loose,
strange,
so confident.
But imagine if the
be.
roles were reversed, right?
Odd.
Edmonton goes up 3-0, and the Panthers are roaring back.
I think it does matter how we found ourselves here in this Game 7.
I would rather, this is the reason that I don't think it matters. You give me my choice. Which would I prefer? Which do I want? The series hasn't started yet. What would you rather have, Dan? You've won Games 4, 5, and 6 to create a Game 7, or you got Game 7 at your place? Which do you want? I'd say give me Game 7 at my place.
But both things are true.
Yeah. They're not playing well, dude. They don't look good. I don't know where the answers are. I think
Mike,
we just kind of got figured out.
You say, okay, and you're welcome to think that because two of the games in Edmonton were 8-1 and 5-1. But I don't understand why you're forgetting what Game 5 looked like. They were bad in the first period, and they spent the next two periods dominating Edmonton. That wasn't that long ago. You lost 5-3.
If you want to take silver linings from a game that they had to clinch on their home ice and they came out and went down almost immediately to the tune of 3-0, fine. Silver lining away. They got their shots up and were a Sam Bennett tip away from knotting that game up. If you want to find positives with that effort, go right ahead. I entered the first intermission with a forward not having a shot on goal last game. I'm scanning here. Calaposo, be my veteran leader. Be on the fourth line. There is very little encouragement here. What's the positive trend? What have they done well in the last 3 games?
Barkey played well last game.
Barkey
needs to score 2 like that. Like I'm with Mike though. Like outside of Barkey pulling 2 goals out of his ass, it looks bleak right now.
And Barkey's not going to give me. You gave me more rah feel good motivational stuff than Barkey would because Barkey's a lead by example guy.
Let me explain a little bit about some feeling that I had a long time ago that you have conjured for me in some of what it is that you feel right now. I was, as a 15 and 16-year-old, somebody who was given at a very young age the ability to coach an optimist football team, okay? And over the course of the season, as a 15 or 16-year-old, because my quarterback was very good, we went undefeated all season long. Double reverses. We were one of the few teams that threw passes. These were little kids, and we had...
You were revolutionizing the game.
Well, wait.
You were Mike Martz.
Hold on.
Brad Stevens, it sounds like a very young coach.
Hold on.
15.
The story is at my expense here, because in the final game, after being undefeated, okay, and while playing a team we had already beaten twice, in the middle of that game, as a 15 or 16-year-old, I'm like, oh, I'm getting out coached. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm watching that they've got my tight end covered. They know what's coming. I'm out of moves, and we got steamrolled. And it was only because I didn't know how to make a team improve. That's the feeling you have right now, that Edmonton has figured out in the last 3 games that they have something that you don't have any answers for, that nobody in your organization has any answers for.
Why the pressure's on Paul Maurice tonight?
Well, remember after Game 2, I came out here and I was like, are they not scouting us? Mm-hmm. Why are you going glove side on Bob? Are you not seeing any of the stuff that we do? And damn it, they figured it out.
They started
doing all those different things. And I do think that there's been one major adjustment, and it's hard to explain because it's just bodies along that blue line, and maybe a lot of it's the mental aspects of the game that's on Florida. But what I told you, the analytics, how you used to just dump and chase. Now, when you have a man advantage, and we're in this position because of power play and doing it against a historically great penalty kill. But where that penalty kill is great is stopping the thing that Barkov brought to the table. Those entry rushes. We're not doing it well. And when we do have a lane, we're stick handling into our own guys. We're turning it over, and it's a fast break the other way. And right now they're clicking in a way that if they get a quality chance, they are putting it away 100% of the time. I don't think we have an answer for those zone entries. I haven't seen a good zone entry out of this team on a consistent basis in 3 games. That's the key to everything. They need a greasy one to go up 1-0 so they can play their game and feel comfortable.
That's what we need. That first goal, Dan, everything changes.
Does it have to be a greasy one?
Just give me a total mare of a misplay by Stuart Skinner. Give me bouncing off a bad chunk of ice.
You're begging. Have some dignity.
Dude.
Have some dignity. You don't need Reinhardt something off his skate.
No.
Have a goal that looks beautiful. Have Barkov to Verhaeghe. Have something that looks beautiful.
Oh, I would love like a beautiful zone entry from that was Andrew Luck.
Beautiful
zone entry.
Happy June
from Alexander Sasha Barkov, and he just tape to tape to Sam Reinhart.
I think you guys sound pathetic. I do.
Rhino from the slot.
I think the fan base.
I'm not denying it.
The fan base should be ashamed of the way that you guys are talking.
I feel
about
pathetic.
Yeah, I don't have anything for you in terms of confidence and bravado. That was all Game 6. I felt like we would see it Game 6. The entire betting world was on Edmonton. Oh, all the scenarios were
Mike,
great.
You're so obnoxiously arrogant when you know you have the best team. You have been all your life since I've known you. When you have the best team, you swagger around with your chest out. You have had, save for the last 3 games, the best team, which is why you have this game in your city, and you're running scared.
Yeah, so if I'm scared, and I haven't been scared this entire postseason, if I'm scared, listen to me.
Mike, I've been scared all postseason. I've been scared of hockey happening. You don't believe hockey can happen at home. You don't believe hockey can happen against McDavid. You don't believe hockey can happen against the last 3 games you've seen.
I'm begging for hockey to happen because I think that's what you're asking for is like a greasy one.
What I'm asking for is this team to play the way it's played all season and the way that it played 3 games ago.
That's not hockey happening. That's Florida Panthers happening, and Florida Panthers hasn't happened in a while. Wow. And the last time you think you saw it, they were in a 3-0 hole. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't see a path to victory here. I don't see, if I'm going off of vibes and what I've seen from around practice and how guys are answering questions, and I understand you're taking this hard. You're losing. You're not going to be super chipper. But I don't have signs of encouragement, signs to make me believe they're going to come out on that ice and give me the Florida Panthers effort that I thought I was going to see their Game 6. And I hope they're listening to me, and I hope they get deeply offended. Like, how dare you? You've seen this team all year long. I don't recognize that Florida Panther team, and tonight I'd like to.
The question is, how do we get the vibes up? Yeah. How do we get the vibes up?
Not this way. Tony, the thing that I'm concerned about is that the whole building's going to be like Mike as soon as they go down 1-0. Like that the whole building is going to be this is what speaks for the emotion of the fan base. You've made me feel I'm scared, so I can't summon belief.
If Edmonton scores first, I was there Game 5. That shorthanded goal just totally nuked that building. And you're going to have some cheering in there because a lot of Oilers fans have spent their savings on this game. But I think this one's over. I really do.
Already?
I think this one – I don't think we're winning this game. I hope. And all I have is a hope. I'm not going to pound my chest, say I told you. I'm going to be just in awe if they can overcome this because I don't think I've ever seen a team outside of those Heat teams on that Game 6 on that parquet floor that Missoula made beads out of. I don't think I've ever seen a team play with the type of pressure we're seeing right now. Because even that Heat team had blueprint stuff, but they didn't have the embarrassment of 3-0. You are going to be the example that everyone cites. This is across sports. If the Dodgers go up 3-0 in a series, they're going to talk about the 2024 Florida Panthers if they blow this.
Everybody close your eyes right now.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, close your eyes. In your mind's eye, think of it. Look at the scoreboard. It's 3-0 Cats. Okay, 3rd period.
There we go.
I just got goosebumps.
Oilers are just trying everything they can. Bob's having an amazing game. He looks like he has 8 gloves in his hands.
Brick wall.
All over the place. Brick wall. Open them. That's what we need tonight.
All right.
Look around,
Feel
everybody.
better.
3-0. Let's go.
Let's go.
Historically,
Let's go.
3-0 leads with this team are something that you can trust.
Let's go out to Roy outside of Ed Williamson Cadillac. Roy joins us now. What are the vibes, Roy? What are the vibes outside of the car dealership?
Well, again, kind of sparse, kind of light. Not a lot of people have shown up for public skate yet, but right now, from what I gathered from the players, it seems like it's just another game, which is pretty interesting considering it's Game 7. Well, but, yeah, it's kind of light right now.
Mike says that the players are giving press conferences and giving sound bites that are filled with doomsday and despair, that he doesn't like the vibes around the team.
No one will look anyone in the eyes.
No, not from what I gathered. In fact, Ryan Lomberg kind of repeated a point that Vladimir Tarasenko said a couple of games ago, that pressure is a privilege. So,
company line.
Yeah, I guess they're up to the moment, according to Ryan Lomberg.
Well, Roy, Christy Cote was there yesterday doing some reporting and taking some pictures, and she said that the team looked defeated, bad energy. You're not feeling that today?
No. It was a light morning skate. The only starters that were out there was Aaron Ekblad and Sergei Bobrovsky. And it seems like everybody's in for maintenance right now. Everybody's getting in their headspace, making sure that they are ready to go tonight. So I think they're going to be ready.
What was the look in Bob's eye?
Regular look, calm,
Regular look.
No one talking to him.
Russian
Regular
look.
Lomberg, did he look
Russian
you in the eye?
Russian look.
Did Lomberg look you in the eye?
No, Lomberg was looking in the eye of the person who asked the question.
Okay.
What about
But
Coach?
there was eye contact.
How's Coach feeling? Does he feel the pressure?
Is he
Does
looking
feel like
people in
he's
the eye?
throwing this one up yet, or no? Does he feel like this is a big game for
Yeah,
him? Maybe his
well,
career is on the line?
No, he's not feeling that pressure. He's gone through Game 7s before. He's made a lineup change. Kyle Pozo is going to be on the 4th line replacing Nick Cousins.
Wow.
And that's pretty much it. In fact, there was a question that was asked today about his draft day. That was by Tim Reynolds. Interesting question. Has nothing to do with the Stanley Cup final today, but yeah.
Well, what was the answer?
Not
Not
interesting information for
Confusing
you to
here.
bring to the show here as the correspondent when we're asking you about people looking you in the eye and stuff.
Well, the interesting part was he was the very last draft pick of that draft class.
It's not getting any
which
more
I
interesting.
Kind of found
There's
funny.
no way I feel any joy.
What was
after
the
this whole
question,
thing.
though? I'm still confused here.
Yeah. Roy, thank you for all of the energy from
process
out
you
there
went through?
and all of the information borrowed from
Thank you for cutting me
Excommunicado
off. That's
Tim
great. Thanks.
Reynolds.
Do you want to see how Chris Cote mourned Game 6?
No, we don't have to.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We need some positivity around here. We need something that feels like good energy. Behind me, you see a photo of Greg Cote. Somebody writes in, the mustachioed Greg Cote looks like the banker who denies the black family their home loan in one of those made-for-TV movies about some historical figure's childhood. Greg Cote has harmed the vibes around here, and Renee Montgomery and Juju are here to fix them. Renee, please don't laugh at us. I've got a despondent crew. You're a 2-time WNBA champion. You're a Metal Art contributor. You've got a new clothing line, CC21. It drops this fall, and you're the co-owner and vice president of the Atlanta Dream. But you know how to win, and you know how to make things feel good. Please help us. Renee, I've got a group of people here who are scared of pressure. You have never been someone who is scared of pressure. Would you please tell them that the Florida Panthers are in a position to win a Game 7, and they need to be more hopeful? They think they're going to lose, Renee.
Man, listen, let me tell you what's crazy. First of all, what's up, fam? So let me tell you what's crazy. I was on a flight and there was only like 7 channels available. And one of those channels had on the hockey game. So normally I wouldn't watch it, but I was on the plane, didn't have nothing else to do. So I watched game, I think it was either 4 or 5. They were up 3-1. The Panthers were. I'm checking Roy's tweets. I'm like, oh, we tapped in. Let me check out. Let me see what's going on with the Panthers. Not gonna lie, hockey is more entertaining than I actually thought when you sit and watch it. That's just a side note. But yeah, man, listen, a 3-1 lead, blowing that, it happens. You did your job. You did your, oh, it was 3-0?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. But
That doesn't happen.
You did your job by getting up. This is what we talk about in sports. Like, you got up to 3-0. So the same way you got there, just go get one dub, Florida. Come on, Panthers, like just one. Just break it down by quarters. What y'all got? Quarters, 5-minute segments. What y'all got?
Periods.
Periods?
Renee, you are not helping matters here.
I'm sold.
You see, dude? Come on, man. Listen, if you could win 3 games, you mean to tell me you can't win 1?
Right? That is the perfect logic. If you can win 3 games, you can't win 1, Mike? You can't win 1.
I mean, that is what a losing streak is. You can't win 1. And we are presently at a 3-game losing streak.
But isn't it a game of runs? Like, come on now. Is there an athlete in the building tonight? It's usually a game of runs. So I would think coming into this game, all right, they've had 3 games in a row where they've killing it. Surely they're not going to play this well next game. And surely we're going to play better. Because not going to lie, the Atlanta Dream, we're in a little losing streak right now too. So I expect us to win next game. That's just how I think.
Renee, guess what? You know who else lost 3 straight games? The Oilers. And now they've won 3 straight games. So why not these Panthers,
That's
right?
That is correct.
Yes.
So I'm happy that he mentions that. Just for a little added context, every time that they've gone on 3-game losing streaks, they follow that up with a win streak of 18, 8, and 5. Yeah. So typically these runs don't end at 3 for the Edmonton Oilers.
An 18-game winning streak they had after one of these streaks. All right, we're not talking about this anymore. Her Atlanta Dream usually play in a 3,500-seat arena, but on Friday night you sold out State Farm Arena, 15,575 fans to watch the Dream host Caitlin Clark. Just stepping back from the moment, Renee, what level of surprised are you over just everything that's happened over the last 12 months? Clearly, you've invested in all of this, but to see this explosion, does it even exceed what you thought when you initially invested in all of this?
I mean, yeah and no. So it was 17,575, by the way. We just gonna get the numbers right, just because it was also one of the Hawks' biggest games ever. So just so you know, to put it in perspective, am I surprised? No. Am I surprised about how quickly? Yes. So we've always kind of known with women's basketball, if you get into the storylines, which you can see the internet has gotten a hold of the storylines, boy, and now they're like, what? This happens. Basically, people like me are women's basketball historians. Like, we know when it used to be the fights that used to happen. So a lot of people are experiencing our game for the first time. So they're like, ooh, it's spicy. And ooh, look at this. And they're dating each other. And it's like, yeah, welcome to the show. So I do think that I'm not surprised that it blew up, because I'm like, when people get a hold of what's happening in the WNBA, it's going to look at my guy. When people get a hold of what's happening in the WNBA, I knew they would love it. And so I just didn't know it would set fire this fast. And I'm here for it.
Renee, your guy that you shouted out there is Roy. He's in front of the hockey arena right now. He doesn't look like he's in good shape. Roy, do you want to say hello? I mean, do you want to say hello? Do you want to show something other than despondence to Renee Montgomery?
Hi, Renee. Apparently Dan has me on the hot-ass sun over here wearing a hoodie. I am
You dressed yourself.
Angry.
I didn't dress you.
I dressed myself preparing to go into a hockey arena to a practice facility.
You put yourself wherever it is that you're doing your stand-up. I didn't put you there. You're an adult.
Well,
Hoodies come off. Hoodies come off.
Had to do this.
Why does everybody feel like the Panthers have already lost the game, Roy? I want to know, why are y'all bringing this energy to the team? Like, y'all haven't lost yet. What's this energy coming about?
Because they've been outscored 18-5 in the last 3 games, basically.
So y'all just think it's over. So wrap it up. Just come on back home then. Wrap it up.
It's unbelievable what they're doing.
Renee, do you know I got 2 texts from 2 grown-ass men this weekend while I was out living my life? I was around some gangsters. I was in the most gangster situation ever. And I got 2 texts from 2.
With K-Dot? Where was you at? They
not
right
like
here.
Us. Look, right here in Atlanta. You feel me? There's a lot going on. Salute. But anyway, I was out with some gangsters, and I'm receiving texts about my posts because they're hitting the hearts of the people who I'm posting about.
Hurt my feelings.
And they are really serious. But and my dog, he ain't even text me in a respectful way. He ain't even be like, "Hey, Ju, do you mind?" He was like, "Take it down." I'm like, whoa. Let me put this on safety. What you say? Who texted me right now?
Who came at you, man, like that?
You feel me? You feel me? I'm not naming no names, but also too, another person on the show today said that I invaded their privacy. Sir, where the hell do you think I got that picture from? The internet. So please, if we're gonna say certain to each other. Like, let's keep it respectful. And remember, no, the line of gratitude is way shorter than a lot of complaints. I put them through the roof every weekend. Nobody say to me. But whenever y'all get y'all feelings hurt, now y'all want to say something. Salute, I love everybody, but keep respect on my situation.
Renee, Renee, everyone, Renee, you see what you laughing at us because you live in this cauldron. You have conquered this cauldron. You know that you can't be up in your feelings, and everyone here is up in their feelings. Like everyone
exactly, with the wrong person at that. Like, remember to check the room.
So y'all are really big mad about this, and there's still a chance to win. The thing that's blowing my mind is like it's not over yet. What part did I miss on the game 7?
Renee, thank you.
That's what I've been
game
asking.
7 coming up?
Not just that, Renee. The game starts 0-0. Doesn't matter what the last 2 games happened.
Roy over here talking about 18-5 got outscored, but they not bringing that 18-5 into this game. So what's going on? To me, it sounds like they've used up all their luck. Ain't no way y'all about to be scoring like that again. Like, what is going on?
Come on, man. Don't cause us to disrespect your friends. That's a line too far. And I'm y'all friend. Please don't disrespect me over y'all sports teams. I love y'all in real life. Crazy. If somebody jump on y'all in real life, I'm going to jump on them. But don't come at me about no sports teams, y'all. I love everybody.
And Juju got 50-11 sports teams, so it's not like he got a dog.
Exactly. Come on. What are we doing?
What we doing? And everybody quiet now. It's crickets now. Is Roy still here, or did he get too hot?
Roy, where are you?
I am still here.
There's a despondent Roy.
I'm still here sweating.
All right, Roy. Any more updates before you get out of there? You're working, so give us an update from Panthers. The last time we're going to see the Panthers today before they play tonight.
No new updates, Dan. I gave you all the updates you needed. We got a lineup
excellent
change,
work.
That's about
Let's go ahead and cut his microphone, turn off his camera, get him out of here. His vibes are terrible.
Y'all need better fans. I'm starting to worry about the Panthers because of their fans, not because of the athletes. I'm concerned about the Panthers fans and the energy they're bringing to their team. It feels bad. It feels negative.
Yes.
It doesn't feel uplifting.
It
like,
is not
what's going on?
It's not what you and Juju are about. Let's put up this picture of Renee here with Allen Iverson. What can you tell me about this this conversation, this courtside conversation at a recent game?
Okay, so this is the legend. And so small guards, first of all, I consider myself a small guard in the WNBA. And look how close to his height I am. Think about the damage that he did in the National Basketball Association. Look at our height difference. Like, I'm a small guard in the WNBA. So, I mean, I had to dab up the legend. First of all, he pulled up to the game. And he just was vibes. You know how sometimes you meet somebody that's uber famous and you just don't know what you're going to get? Are we going to get Hollywood person? Or are we going to get like, I'm just chilling? My man's was just chilling, like chopping it up, talk to everybody courtside. He's the legend. And I was rocking my C-Suite 21, by the way. You shouted out the clothing line that drops in the fall. That's what I'm wearing right there. But that was just a side note to the legend AI pulling up on us.
Angel Reese now has done something a rookie has never done before, 8 consecutive double-doubles. She gets a ton of offensive rebounds. How rare is it for a rookie in that league to be apparently physically strong enough to compete with everybody?
Yeah, she cooking right now. Angel Reese, I mean, I think she's second in total rebounds, only behind A'ja Wilson, who is another dog. But it's crazy to see right now, this rookie class, like, I'm so hyped because not only are they bringing in the fashion world, Angel Reese, I don't know any other rookie that's went to the Met Gala. Not only are they bringing in the numbers, social media, you know, Wingstop need to pull up on her. She's on eating chicken wings almost every day, but they're hooping too. You know, like we talk a lot about their following, their name, image, and likeness, and their brands, but they're actually hooping on the court. I hate that Cameron Brink got hurt. She should be at Fashion Week. Fashion Week's going on right now in Paris. Cameron Brink one day should be in Fashion Week as long as Rakia Jackson. But, man, they're cooking. I mean, that was a game that we talk about rivalries. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark played last night. The rivalry is now 2-1. Indiana is still leading. But it was fun, man. If you watch the game, they be talking noise. I know people are new to this, but this is very normal. If you've never seen Diana Taurasi say, I'm going to meet you in the lobby, you don't know what kind of energy the WNBA is on. So, yeah, it's big lit out here.
C-Suite 21 drops this fall. She is a bit of a fashion icon and more than a little bit of a leader. Renee, good seeing you. Nice to see you. Always nice to see you. Thank you for making the time.
All right, fam. Cheer up, Buttercup, to the Panther fans. What y'all got going on?
Cheer up, Buttercup. Yes.
Cheer up.
Yes. Cheer up. Look at them, Renee. Look at them.
Cheer up.
They look like losers. There's a game.
They look. And Renee, I had to go to anger management for yelling on the microphone one time. For defending myself.
See you later, Renee. A tweeter writes in, Dan, I'm afraid the utopia of freedom and creativity you aspired to and have now created is rearing its eminent dark side. The arguing and anger daily isn't entertaining at this point. At LeBatardShow is where you reach us with your criticism. I would simply say to you, sir, that this is a difficult time. Everybody is a little bit emotional, and when you ratchet up the stakes to people who have cared about sports all their lives and make it so that the stakes are so high that you're terrified going into the game and you know that the joy is the highest joy and the fear you have is of America and North America laughing at you. The stakes have broken people here, and we're 8 hours from a game being played, and everyone here's already broken. But the great thing about sports is the athletes are more courageous than their fan bases, and so the athletes can do things that the fans can't do. Otherwise, the fans would be out there making millions of dollars skating around on razor blades. And these people have trained all their lives for this moment. And so you can doubt them, and they will get to laugh at you afterward when they say nobody believed in us, and it will be so. Not even our own fans believed in us, because if we went down 1-0 tonight, our fans are like, it's over. The game is over. And so we did it ourselves. We didn't need anybody. It's why those locker rooms are so tight. They don't actually believe that fan love is anything other than conditional. You will love us when we make you feel good. You will yell things at your television when we don't.
2-0, it's over, not 1.
You said 1-0.
I said 1-0. I'll go up to the concession stand to pull my trick out of my sleeve.
Or they can lose and succumb to what is the most pressure-filled moment in their entire professional lives. Because there's never been a Game 7 attached with this much pressure for a hockey team in the modern age, ever. And it would be totally human for them to succumm. I hope what you're saying is right.
It would be superhuman for them to overcome it.
They need to muster up a superhuman effort tonight, it feels. Because if I'm feeling this like this and I care this much about laundry, I can't imagine someone that has been training for this moment their entire lives on frozen ponds. I can't imagine what they're feeling.
You're not but here's the thing, though. There is a difference here between you're not rooting for laundry. A lot of people around here are just interested in sports be sports, entertain me. Like, this is the gladiator spectacle. It doesn't matter who the gladiators are. I'm going to say that tonight's game is going to do a giant number for hockey because the casuals are going to appear who just like sports. You're going to get a whole bunch of eyes that you wouldn't normally get around hockey, because it's just people who want stakes attached to March Madness. Every game means something. I want to tune in and see what everyone's going to be talking about. I don't even care about hockey. I think their numbers are going to double tonight on what they would normally do, where they're at 3 million and they're doing basically Reese against Caitlin Clark numbers that map out at top out at about 3 million. I think that you are going to get closer to 5 million people tonight who end up watching something because they just want to be around dramatic consequences in sports. Who doesn't like those? And Billy, I think you just want your television to go up in flames.
What? What do you mean?
I want your you want in the middle.
Imagine a fire in my house. I don't want that.
I think you want everything to go up in flames. I think you're going to throw your head back in laughter.
I'm the most confident one here, thinking that they can win tonight. I know what you guys are afraid of, Chris. If 1-0 is 2-0. By the way, 2-0, most dangerous lead in hockey. I don't know if you're aware of that. So I don't sweat 2-0. You guys do. Why don't you have faith in this team? Believe in this team. We got here. We got to this point. Yeah, there's some bumps in the road, some hiccups, but every journey has some bumps in the road. And here we are, about to arrive at the destination. Are we here? Are we not? I don't understand.
I want to show you here
Guys are acting like we're showing up at Wally World and it's closed.
I want to show someone a bump on the head, not a bump in the road. I want to show you some video that Zach Harper accuses the the umpire of looking like Ric Flair here. It's a giant home run that involves a bat toss after the home run, a pimped out trot, and the aluminum bat hits the umpire in the head. And watch the umpire's reaction. It's really Ric Flair-y. It's just a cartoonish pass-out situation when he gets hit in the head with the
knob.
Bat.
He gets hit with the knob, not the barrel. Obviously, I wouldn't want to get hit in the knob, but the knob hits him, not the barrel. Oh my God,
that's just like a skipping a rock on a lake. It's just a quick.
But it's a real stagger, and the umpire does wander around like
takes
Ric
like 4
Flair.
steps,
yes.
and then
is he okay?
And then falls on his back.
Is he okay?
It's a good question, Mike. I'm going to assume that he did not die. But there is going to be
base runner interference there.
Can we find out if this person's okay? This is
By the way, a bit high in the zone. That kid shouldn't have swung at that.
There were so many videos we played on Highly Questionable that ended up years later. We had to take them out of circulation because there was the report very late. Hey, that Spider-Man who was doing a somersault and landed on his face at a kid's birthday party. He's no longer with us.
I remember that one.
It's a classic.
Let's spin the wheel here of issues. This what's on the wheel of issues, stuff that we haven't gotten to today. It's JJ Redick. It's USA Bolivia. It's ACC and FSU. It's Twisters. It's astronauts getting stuck. And it's a Twilight Zone episode from 1983. Mike, what did that land on?
It landed on the ACC and FSU.
Are you sure, Billy? Is that what it landed on?
Yes.
I honestly...
It's hard to see from here. Small
I
font.
I can't feel my fingers.
What happened?
I'm just like so in a bad place right now.
Why?
Because I'm a fan and I care. And I've been on a show that's just been weaponizing that against me.
Again with this?
Well, it's true. It's true.
What about the ACC?
Oh, had a busy day. He also got served today. I mean,
I'm not sure what is going to happen with the ACC, but the chatter around Florida State leaving this conference, no matter what, and then just taking its chances with the whole strategy of, you know what, we're out of here. They may not actually have their rights to it. That has only grown, and so is the confidence from people affiliated with FSU. They'll tell you that they have their landing spot figured out. I've heard conflicting things.
You sound empty.
Yeah, what's going on?
Your reporting sounds sort of hollowed out. Like
it's just like he doesn't want to be talking about. I'm with him. Why are we making him talk about UM right now?
I didn't make him. It's what the wheel landed on.
He asked me what it landed on.
That's what it landed on.
You shouldn't be doing this to him right now.
I haven't landed on something else. Pick someone else.
Oh, okay, because what do you mean pick someone else?
Respect the wheel.
All right, go ahead and spin the wheel again because he's too sad to do it.
What if it lands on it again?
Well, you'll tell me. JJ Redick, USA Bolivia, again, ACC, FSU.
Twisters!
Oh, look, Hot Ones is for sale. That I didn't see the first time. Another Russell Crowe exorcism movie. Travis Kelce danced at a Taylor Swift concert as well, and the Twilight Zone movie. What did it end up landing on?
The wheel grow? What happened there?
Billy, yeah, there was stuff I didn't see.
Looks like Bolivia, I think it says.
USA Bolivia?
Is that what it says?
Okay, well, let's
Anyone have thoughts on that?
So friendly? Is this a real one?
I think I see a climate. Spin it again. I think I see something climate related on the wheel there. What did it land on, Billy?
It landed on space.
Oh, astronauts getting stuck.
Have at it.
So the astronauts stuck. What's going on?
We're spinning again. Well, how did astronauts get stuck? Oh, look, it landed on climate protesters.
Do they make you want to pollute more? They kind of make me want to a little bit.
It is.
And by the way, like it's against what they're doing, but it also like if I pollute more, then they have more things to protest, right? So it's good for them. No,
it is a little odd. They had 2 tours to pick from.
Oh yeah.
To protest climate, and they decided against the Saudi one.
Yeah.
What do you think Scheffler's thought was when he saw the cops like swarming the green? You think there was like a moment of like, what happened?
I was thinking about this morning, that there were so many ways for Scheffler to handle all of that situation. I wish he hadn't handled it as scared and respectfully as he did.
But for the first time in recorded history, there are 2 golf tours going on. And one of them is specifically backed by Saudi Arabia.
That's correct.
And yet the climate protesters went at the PGA. Now I'm sure they've got quite the carbon footprint.
And we have here one of the slowest tackles in human history, where it's just a cop and a guy's like jogging, and it's just, God, it's just fantastic.
It is. I have found, I know you guys make fun of me because of how often on the weekends I'm talking.
Did you guys do this one?
To climate scientists. But when they talk about protesting and civilly and peacefully protesting, a lot of times what they're talking about is not being able to curry public favor, because so many things like this happen where traffic is an inconvenience, or Billy suddenly wants to litter when he didn't because of
more opportunity for them to protest.
Yeah.
Does John Rahm get it? Why is he so angry all the time at these live events?
Yeah. Well, there's no protesters there.
And he's mad at a drone flying around. Like, John, cash the checks and just smile, buddy. That's what this is all about.
Their whole thing was like golf, but louder.
Yeah.
It's like their whole tagline.
They seem to have a good crowd this week.
And he's like, why is this golf so loud?
Yeah. There was a dog barking before Bryson shot.
What is happening with this loud golf? Why is there loud golf? Well, it's the entire business plan.
Tony, you're going to be watching tonight, and you don't care about this.
Oh, I'm going to be locked in. I'm going to be absolutely locked in.
He's wearing a hat.
I'm wearing a Panthers hat. Look at this.
Yeah.
You and Billy are both going to be gathered around the television, and Chris, do you feel? I want to know this.
I don't feel at all, actually, the last few days.
You don't feel anything
since 11.
But do you think that that Tony and Billy are rooting to laugh at you or to celebrate with you?
I think both of them, at the end of the day, are rooting for the Panthers. I do. I definitely Tony. I'm 50-50 on Billy.
What do you mean?
Which is why we couldn't have a watch party, Dan.